Shabbat shalom, everyone.
All right, let's see as people start to come on. Uh-oh, it just says Lizzie Weiss live. I'll edit that. I forgot to rename it before you got on there. You guys, Jacob, do you want to sing us a song while we're waiting? Do you have a Shabbat song?
Do you have any songs you like?
Well, a new one.
Oh, that's not a song. What are your favorite things to make with mommy?
Only challah.
You like to make challah, which I like to make with him as well.
You guys, let me rename this because people are going to get very confused because it says just Lizzie.
My recipe for challah is cinnamon chocolate chip.
Ooh. You know, I like some of these Greek challahs now with like olives and stuff like that.
We can't eat all the ingredients or there won't be enough challah. Okay, please don't eat the chocolate chips.
Jacob, do you make challah every week with your mom?
Do we make challah every week?
No.
Yes, we do.
I think you do. I think I see beautiful pictures all the time. All right, people are here. I don't see the chat loading, however.
I see some people. I see Michelle Aaron here trying to log in as herself.
Mm-hmm.
I see Temple Emmanuel of Beverly Hills with us.
Yes, I see lots of comments by them. Let me see if the YouTube, we got a live. Every day we're testing new technology here at Temple Emmanuel. I mean, especially when, yeah,
there's a Raymond Zachary who says, "Hey, Lizzie."
Hi, Raymond. Welcome. Are you ready to learn how to braid some challah?
My mommy's phone number is...
Okay, thank you.
My mommy's phone
No,
number
thank you. Hey, buddy. You don't need to share mommy's phone number.
Did he just memorize it?
He did just learn mommy's phone number.
All right, guys, I'm trying to change the name so that we can share it, and then we'll be ready to go. Just, figuring out this technology. 1 second.
818.
Jacob, would you like to join us today, or do you want to go play in the basement? Okay.
It sounds funny when you say, do you want to go play in the basement?
I know. There aren't basements there.
I know. So everybody, this is our challah bake for Friday, August 7th. Can you believe that it's August?
I can't believe that it's August.
Jenny, will you tell us a little bit about, we're going to get to challah. This is not a Think About It Thursdays where I'm interviewing Jenny, but I just wanted to be on to welcome her. So Jenny, will you just remind everybody who's watching who you are and where you did live and how, everything like that, of like how you got to Emmanuel.
Yes. Okay. So hi, everyone. I am Jenny Stemple, and this is my son, Jacob. And we love the Temple Emmanuel community because we were part of it for many years before we recently moved to St. Louis last September. But Jacob was a student at the preschool, which is such a good preschool. I hope everybody sends their kids there. And my husband and I were both very active. We were board members, and my husband was the manager of the winning softball team.
Yeah.
Yes, and so a little bit about me. I am a chef. I'm a food writer and photographer, and I am a regular contributor to different publications. I've written for The Nosher, Women's Day, Pop Sugar, Rachel Ray Magazine, and a whole slew of other great publications. I also do a lot of work. You may have seen me with PJ Library. So they are one of my top and favorite clients to work with. And Jacob, I think that is plenty of flour on my board. So let's maybe put a little bit back.
And Jenny, what's the name of your blog?
So I once had a blog.
Yes.
The Cuban Reuben. Yes. And that is because my family is Cuban and Jewish. It's still there. You can go to the Cuban Reuben and see past recipes, but it's used now more as a portfolio type website. because I'm working for
Your
other
blog.
organizations. So yeah, Jacob, are you decorating your face with some flour?
Yeah.
It appears so. Okay, so why don't we get started? Hey, Jacob, I think that's enough flour for now. So shall I go ahead, Lizzie?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to do one last share. For some reason, I can't. I keep trying to rename, so it says the Challah Bake, but let me just share it on my page. Challah Bake live now, just so we get some more people on here. But actually, people are ready. It looks like we have people on both platforms. So I think that I'm going to give you the full screen. We have. If you need anything, you know where to find me. But I'm gonna exit this, and I'll be chatting and cooking with you all. So sending you love, Jenny. Thank you so much for doing this. Jacob, thank you for being the cutest helper there is.
Thank you, buddy. This is my favorite sous chef, guys.
Yes, he's a good one. All right, so I'm gonna disappear off this screen so that Jenny can take it over.
Okay.
Shalom.
Thank you. Shabbat shalom, Lizzie. Let's do this. Okay. All right, everyone. So welcome to my kitchen here in St. Louis, Missouri. Jacob, I think that is enough flour, so we're just gonna put the flour aside, okay? Hopefully, you guys all got the memo to prep your dough ahead of time, because today we're really going to be focusing on two things. We're going to be focusing on stuffing challahs and braiding challahs. I'm going to teach you two different braids, but as these are our Shabbat challahs in my house this week, and there have been two requests, one from my son and one from his grandma, my mom, his abuelita, as we call her. We're going to make two different flavors of challahs. So hopefully you found the recipe for the base challah, just the regular plain challah flavor. And you're welcome to do that. You don't have to do any of the stuffs, any of the things inside, the mix-ins. But you're going to watch me do it, and hopefully you'll learn how to do it for the future.
You know, Mom,
tell me, Jacob.
I want my recipe to taste like cinnamon and chocolate chip, and I want it to taste sweet.
Well, I have good news for you, because we are going to make Jacob's recipe for challah today. So just to walk through what it took to get to where we are right now, we, this morning, activated our yeast. So we put the yeast in the bowl. We put some sort of lukewarm water with a little bit of sugar in there, and then we let it bloom for at least 10 minutes. Usually I do that before I serve my kids breakfast, and then after breakfast, it's ready to go. And so then I mixed in 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. I mixed in a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. I mixed in a 1/4 cup of sugar, a little bit of salt, and that's when it's time to do the flour. So my recipe calls for up to, thank you, Jacob, up to 4 cups of flour. And I didn't end up using all of it. So it really depends on the climate in which you live or where you're making this challah. If it's drier, you'll use a certain amount. If there's more humidity in the air, you'll use a certain amount. So it's really important that you sort of develop an eye for when the dough starts to come together. And so I'm going to lower this camera so that you guys can all see my board, and we'll focus there. Okay, so here's the board. And this is our dough. So this dough can make either 1 giant loaf or 2 less giant loaves. And today we're going to make 2 loaves with this dough. So I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to put half of it aside so that we can deal with this half. Now, with this half, I'm going to teach you guys the 6-strand braid, which it looks like Raymond Zachary does a 6-strand braid.
So first my recipe, and then Abuelita's recipe.
That's right. We're going to do first your recipe and then Abuelita's recipe. So the way we do it is we're making 6 balls of dough out of this big ball of dough. So I cut it in half, and then I cut each half in thirds so that I have 6 balls. Right, Jacob?
Yeah. Today my recipe is gonna be round. Jacob recipe Shabbat challah.
So what goes inside of Jacob's recipe?
So cinnamon.
So before we put the cinnamon, I'm going to show. So I had one of the small balls of dough, and I'm just flattening it a little bit. And Jacob is going to add some cinnamon sugar mixture right in here. Right, Jacob? I'll help you out. You put as much as you want. This technique works with any challah filling. So we'll do some cinnamon sugar, and then Jacob likes to also add chocolate. And I'm going to press it into the dough. Good job, Jacob. And from here, once your filling is in, I'm going to roll it up like I'm rolling a cinnamon bun. Thank you, Jacob. We got to make sure all our ingredients stay in there, okay? Yeah. So we got to roll it up like a cinnamon bun.
Yeah.
And then we make sure that we pinch the edges so that the fillings stay inside.
And then we start to braid.
Not yet. We still have 5 more strands to make, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then you're just going to roll very gently. By the way, we did this on a lightly floured board so that our dough is not going to stick. It might be a little more floured than I normally do because we have a sous chef over here that did a little extra. Okay, so then I'm going to put this strand to the side, and we'll do the same thing we did with this strand. So we'll flatten it out a little. We'll add some cinnamon sugar. This is Jacob's favorite part. That's plenty there, bud. And then, that's good, Jacob. Thank you. Then we need the chocolate chips.
I'll press them in with.
And we got to press them in. Very good, Jacob. Okay. And then we roll it up again like a cinnamon roll. Like you're doing cinnamon rolls, I should say. And then...
Can I roll it this time?
Hold on, but I have to pinch it to seal in all those ingredients inside the dough. And then Jacob's going to show you how we roll it. Yeah. Very good, sous chef Jacob. By the way, everyone, Jacob is 5 years old, and he just lost a tooth. Isn't that right, buddy? He lost his very first tooth. Okay, so I'm going to help you finish rolling this one. Very good. And you want them to be about 12 inches long, about a foot long. It doesn't have to be precise. This recipe is very forgiving. So, okay, so we'll, just like we did with the other one, we're going to flatten it out a little. We fill it with whatever filling you want to fill it with. Jacob's cinnamon sugar and then his chocolate chips. We have a mixture of mini chocolate chips and regular sized ones. That's only because I ran out of the mini ones, but I like to use the mini ones because they go further in your recipe. Okay, Jacob, I'm gonna roll it up. Ready?
Yeah.
You're doing such a great job helping your mommy, bud.
I know, because we're both chefs.
We're both chefs, huh?
Yeah.
Who's a better chef, you or mommy?
Both of us.
Both of us?
We are both the same.
We're both the same. You know what? I like that. Okay, and then we're going to roll it, and Jacob's going to help me.
Roll it.
Okay, and in this case, some of the filling came out when we rolled it. That is A-okay. If you see that happening, just stop what you're doing and pinch up that roll.
And start all over again.
You don't have to start all over. See? We're done with that one. Then we have 3 more left to do. And we're going to fill.
Fill in. Fill.
Fill, fill, fill. Okay, let's get our chocolate chips.
Yeah.
Can you give me some in there, bud? Excellent. Make sure they're kind of spread around. Very good. Okay. Excellent work, Chef Jacob. And I'm going to roll again like the cinnamon rolls. Here we go. And I'm pinching at the end so that it doesn't fall out. Okay.
Now let's roll.
Let's roll. Good rolling technique, Jacob. I'm so proud of you, kiddo.
I'm the same as Daddy and you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but not really a scientist.
Oh, Jacob's daddy is a scientist.
But I'm like a scientist, but not really one. I just know a lot about a lot of things, but not exactly everything, but I'm not a scientist.
Well, but the good news is that you're 5 years old and you've still got lots of time to learn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did my filling, I pressed it in, and I'm rolling up like a cinnamon roll. Hang on, bud. You're ahead of me over there. You gotta slow down your train. Okay, and then I'm rolling. Now, if you're not filling your dough, you're just going to cut it into 6 rounds, and you're just gonna roll it just like this. It's okay if you don't fill your dough, but it's still gonna look like these strands. Hold on, bud. I think this one needs more cinnamon. Okay, now let's do our chocolate.
Yeah, let's do all of that.
Let's do all of that.
Now we have 0 more to do.
That's right, but this one we have to roll like a what?
Cinnamon roll.
That's right, you were paying attention. I love when you pay attention.
Then I'm going to, roll it with Mom.
That's right, you're gonna roll it with Mom. Okay, now Mom's gonna finish rolling this last one.
And I'm gonna help my mom braid it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, the braiding is a little bit complicated sometimes, but I'm gonna teach you a trick. Do you wanna know what the trick is?
What?
So when you're first learning, you know what? This one fell apart. So I think I need to. See how this one fell apart, guys?
Yeah.
This one I think may have had too many chocolate chips in it. So that's okay, because we can just roll it back into one strand. It's okay. We'll get it back in. No problem at all. We even dropped a chocolate chip on the floor, and that's okay.
Gross.
It is gross. We're not going to put it in our challah. Don't worry. Okay. So now we have 6 strands.
Yeah.
And we're going to put them on the board right next to each other.
Yeah.
So the trick with the 6-strand challah, when you're first learning to do it, is to have somebody calling out the instructions for you when you're braiding. That is my best tip. That works for almost everybody I know, and it makes it so much easier. So here we go, guys. We're going to do it all together. Are you ready? Are you ready, Jacob?
Yes.
Let's clear the cinnamon sugar so we're not tempted. And we're going to pinch the top.
Pinch, pinch, pinch.
Pinch, pinch, pinch. Okay, thank you.
Then.
Oh, nope. Okay, Mommy's going to do the braiding now. Okay, Jacob?
And I'll help.
Okay, but you're going to help by holding this. Hold this, okay? Don't use it. Just hold it for me because I'm going to need it in just a minute, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we do. We start with the strand all the way to the right, and we're going to move it over 2. Okay? Then the strand that is second to the left, we're going to move it all the way over. Then the one that's all the way left, we move it over 2.
Oopsie. That's okay, right?
It's okay. We'll just attach it.
Back.
Okay, so we moved the one that's all the way left. We moved it over over 2. Please let that go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Then the strand that is second to the right, we're going to move it all the way over left. Then the strand that is all the way right, we're going to move it over 2. Then the strand that is second to left, all the way over. Now the strand that is all the way left, over 2.
I'm helping.
You are. And then the strand that is second to right, all the way over. Very gently, Jacob, because we don't want those strands to break.
Yeah.
Now the one that is all the way right, we're going to move it over to.
We're
really moving now.
It's really a long knot.
Exactly. It's really kind of like a long knot. Okay. Now the one that is second to left, all the way over. Then we're going to do all the way left, over 2. Second to right, all the way over. All the way right, over 2. Second to left, all the way over. All the way left, over 2. Second to right, all the way over. All the way right, over 2. Second to left, all the way over. All the way left, over 2. Second to right, all the way over. Now at this point, you are probably approaching the end of your strands, and that's okay. So we're going to pinch this end, and we re-pinch the top end. And here's what we do. We squeeze it in. Squeeze it in.
Squeeze.
So now it looks like a compact braided challah. And I'm going to put it on a parchment-lined baking sheet.
Yes. That's what my mom's going to do.
And if this is the only challah you're making, you're going to want to do your first egg wash now. This is not the only challah we are making. So I'm going to do my second challah, and then we'll do our first egg wash. Okay, so that was your 6-strand braid. And now we are going to learn a braid. Leave those there, Jacob. Thank you. We'll deal with those in just a little bit. We're going to do a special braid that is for the high holidays. So during the high holidays, we do eat challah, but we want to make it extra special, not just the kind of challah that we have on Shabbat. So that's why you tend to see round challahs in the bakeries and the supermarkets and such. So there are several ways to do a round challah. We are going to do a round braided challah today. So we start with our dough, just like we started with the other one. This one we're going to fill with raisins because Jacob's abuelita, his grandma, likes raisin challah. And we are using, I'll show you which one we're using this, which is, we liked it because it had multiple different color raisins and that it just makes for a pretty challah. Jacob is eating the rest of the chocolate chips. Don't tell anyone. And when you are baking with these raisins or any raisins, we like those ones. We also like golden raisins, but today we're using the jumbo multicolored ones. You want to reconstitute them. So this morning I had my raisins and I put boiling hot water on them and I let them sit. And then once they plumped up, look how big this is. It's almost like the size of a grape. Once they plumped up, I drained them in a colander to get as much water out of them as I could. And then I sat them on a paper towel to absorb even more moisture. So they're plump, but they're dry. So they're not wet, they're just reconstituted. That's what you want. So we're going to do the same technique, except this is not a 6-strand braid. This is a 4-strand braid. So I'm going to cut my dough into 4 pieces. Now, again, you do not have to fill your dough, but there was just a request in my house, so we are filling it, and I'm flattening out the piece. I'm going to fill it with my filling, which in this case is multicolored raisins.
Mushy.
They're a little mushy, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to roll just like I did the other one, just like a cinnamon bun.
Except a raisin bun.
Yeah, it's a raisin bun. And then you roll it into the strand. Hold on, bud. We got to do the other ones.
Whoa.
You want to make sure that your strands are roughly the same size so that you can braid them easily. Again, I flattened the dough, and now I am filling it with my reconstituted but dried raisins, the multicolored kind that my mom likes.
A little chocolate in mine.
Okay, well,
Is that
Jacob, yeah, sure. This one's going to be raisin chocolate, apparently. Jacob started another strand here while I wasn't looking. And so we're going to just push the raisins into the dough.
No.
And I'm going to roll like a cinnamon bun.
You probably put too much in.
And I'm going to pinch the edges so that they stay in there. And I'll roll into my strand.
Raisins.
And this one wants to keep opening.
Mine does too.
Yours does too. Okay, well, I'll help you in just a little bit. Let me just finish this strand. Ooh, this one really came out of there. That's okay. We stuff it back in and we pinch it closed. No problem. You know what I think is happening, Jacob?
Yeah.
I think these raisins are making our dough a little stickier. So I'm going to put some extra flour on our board just to make sure it's not really sticking. Ah, much better. Makes it easier to roll out so it doesn't stick on our board. Right, Jacob?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Ooh, Jacob, you are way ahead of me over there, kiddo. Hang on, wait for Mama. Slow your train. Okay, so let's get those raisins back in there. Okay, so let's do yours. So Jacob had flattened it and he pressed his raisins inside. Right, Jacob?
Yeah, we have to make them even stickier.
Not sticky, but okay. So now we're going to roll it like we roll.
Wait! We have more raisins.
It's okay, they'll get in there. We're rolling like we roll a cinnamon bun.
Yeah.
This is what creates the nice swirly layers in your challah dough.
I am only having my side and Mommy and Abuelita and everyone else is having Mommy's side and everyone is having both of our sides.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're rolling.
Yeah. This is only a Mommy and Jacob video, right? It's only Jennifer and Jacob.
Yes. So I know that I see that there have been some comments and some questions. I don't have a chance to answer them live here, but I will answer them after we finish. I'll go back. I think we're good with flour for now, Beth. Thank you. I'll go back and answer those questions. So please feel free to type in your questions in the chat box, and whatever isn't answered by our lovely helpers here, I will go back and answer afterwards. So
Yeah.
again, I flattened the dough.
Mom, you're yelling.
Sorry. I flattened the dough and I put my filling in and I'm pressing it in. And now we are what, Jacob?
Rolling it up.
Like a
Cinnamon roll.
Well, that's right, kiddo. Are you mocking me now?
Mocking.
Okay. Okay, so that one actually did it very easily. But
Mama, was mine a 5-strand dough or a 6-one?
yours was a 6-strand. This one is a 4 because we're making a round braid for Rosh Hashanah. What do you think of that, kiddo?
Abuelita's recipe is for Rosh Hashanah?
Yeah, Abuelita's one is for Rosh Hashanah.
Then I'm not having Abuelita's.
Was that because it's not Rosh Hashanah yet? Or because you don't like raisin challah?
It's because it's not Rosh Hashanah yet, and I don't like raisin challah.
Okay, so this one split also, which is no problem. We just pinch it and keep on going.
Mommy,
Hey, Jacob.
are we muted or are we unmuted?
Everybody can hear us right now, sweet love. Do you need to take a break?
No.
Okay, good. All right, so we have our 4 strands, and they are roughly of equal size. Now we're going to do essentially a basket weave. So we're going to do 1 and 2 right next to each other as closely as you can get them.
I'm just resting for a little bit and then going back to work.
Great. Good idea, Jacob.
Let's rest.
Okay. So we put 2 strands like this right next to each other.
Okay.
This is, by the way, if you have not filled your challah, this is where you jump in, okay? So you've got 4 strands and you put 2 next to each other like this.
Ooh.
Then you take 1 strand.
Oh, I know how to make round challah.
Okay, let's let mommy do this one, okay? So you do 1 strand on top like this.
I'm going to help you.
Thank you, Jacob. And now we're going to put it underneath, over one and underneath the other, just like a basket weave, okay? And now with the last one, we're going to put it under the other one and over the other one. So it looks like a basket weave. Everybody clear so far? We're good? Okay, now, this is where it gets tricky. And again, if you are new to challah braiding, the trick is to have somebody call out the instructions while you're braiding. Now, you will see that there is an under. There are 4 sides to this braid, okay? There is an under on each of the 4 sides.
And an over.
And an over on each of the 4 sides. That's what you want, okay?
Under and over.
All of the unders, you want to move 1 space to the left. So if you are an under over here, you want to move it 1 space to the left.
It's not looking like it's
Hold on, Jacob.
around.
It will, I promise, okay? Now, hold on, there we go. Now, the ones that were originally overs, you're going to do 1 space to the right.
Yes, that's
1 space to the right. 1 space to the right. And 1 space to the right. Now, if your strands are still long enough, you can keep going. You can keep going with 1 over, 1 over, 1 over, 1 over. And then you're going to pinch the edges. You're going to pinch the open braids. And it's going to look kind of like a square right now, right?
Yes.
So what we're going to do is, hold on, Jacob, this is the fun part. Ready? Yeah. You're going to bring those tips into the middle. And you're going to flip it over.
Over.
And it's going to look like a beautiful round braid. Check that out, right? It looks great.
It kind of looks like a teeny tiny brain.
It looks like a teeny tiny brain, guys. So, okay. I have put both of our challahs on a parchment-lined baking sheet. Mine happens to be insulated. I love insulated baking sheets. If you bake a lot, I highly recommend investing in one. It just gives a beautiful bake. It doesn't burn the bottom of whatever you're baking.
Now we make the egg wash.
That's right, Jacob. So now we're going to do the first of 2 egg washes. And we'll do one egg at a time, Jacob. Okay, so can you crack the egg in here for me? All right, and you only got a little bit of shell in there that time, kiddo. Way to go. Mommy's going to help you and get it out, okay? So we'll put this shell over there, and then you'll do the second egg. You guys, he's 5 years old. He's cracking eggs and jokes. Okay. Here, let's give it a bigger whack. Here, ready?
Mama,
I'll whack it and you open it.
Oh,
okay, go. Okay, I think it's good. Okay. Jacob's got the second egg. I'm going to pull out the eggshell. Okay, put the eggshell over there. Good.
Now we only need to wash our hands.
Yes, you can go wash your hands. And Mommy's going to whisk this egg wash. I think I saw a piece of egg in there, but I'll find it.
Mama, please turn on the water.
How about you wash your hands in the sink that you can reach, okay? Yeah, if you're working with little ones, make sure they wash their hands after they touch this kind of stuff. Okay, so the thing that gives your challah,
Rinse.
I think you need soap and water, kiddo. Try again.
I needed a rinse only.
So what gives your challah a beautiful golden shine and sheen is a double egg wash. So we're starting with the first one now. We're going to let our dough rise, one last rise. And right before it goes into the oven, there's that piece of eggshell, I found it. Right before it goes into the oven, you'll do one last egg wash. And you want to be really generous with these egg washes and make sure you're getting into those crevices, because as these challahs rise when they're baking, that egg wash will just coat all of the different crevices in there, and it just makes it look so, so beautiful. So you have now learned how to make a 6-strand braid and a round weave braid for Rosh Hashanah. You've learned how to fill your challah dough, and you've learned that my 5-year-old lost his tooth this week. I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's challah lesson. And I hope that if you are baking along with me today, I hope that you post pictures. Come back and post pictures and show us what you've made. And let's see if I can. We're back up here. Thank you so much for joining us. Shabbat Shalom, everyone at the Temple Emmanuel of Beverly Hills community. We miss you, we love you, and we hope to see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey, I want to tell them something.
What do you want to tell them, kiddo?
That, on Saturday, I only watched Tom and Jerry and Curious George.
And we say Shabbat Shalom. Can you say Shabbat Shalom?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Bye-bye. Good night.